I wanted to ask you about working with director Neil Berger and his vision for bringing this story from the novel to the big screen.
I'm a big fan of Neil. He's a very cool dude, but also he's a very smart person with very good taste. And I was very pleased when Shailene and I saw the movie on Sunday. Inevitably, there's some trepidation when you see a film because you give it up, you give it over, you finish with your job, and we were really pleased at what came about. And I think he managed to really keep a lot of integrity. There's no dumbing down. There's no kind of simplification, and there are some really strong themes in it about questions of determinism, questions of choice, identity. Things that people can really relate to, but also, things that are a bit deeper than the surface level. What we did, like Shay, myself and Neil, would be always revisit the scenes the night before, a couple of nights before when things weren't feeling right, and then do several revisions of it to make sure we were all at a place where we felt that this was a genuinely good scene, and it also worked kind of not only in the context of honouring the material, but it was real and specific and good, essentially. Another thing Neil did was really create a genuine world that you buy into, at least I hope, because I believe that. And I remember one thing he said was, there's a point in the book where someone dies, one of the kind of wannabe initiates, someone dies very early on, and we were asking why he thought that shouldn't be there. And he said, look, what you need to do is you need to set up a construct, because people love to use the word dystopia, but it's not really a dystopia at the beginning. You need to set up a construct where this is a world that seems to be functioning. You need to buy it, because then inevitably when the downfall of the world comes, that means the stakes are higher and it means something. Because if you're in a world where it's like all shit and you don't empathize with it and you don't want to be there and you don't want to kind of be in these people's company, then you're not going to care. So I thought that was a really strong thing that he did. Set up a world that is real, then with the kind of, the whole military coup that happens with the erudite faction, then it means something and the stakes change.
You work with two great seasoned actresses in this film, Ashley Judd and Kate Winslet. What was that experience like for you, and what did you learn from them as an actress?
It was amazing. I mean, Ashley and I we're both sort of very kindred spirit, and Kate as well. So we sort of all connected on that level. But one thing that I thought was so neat about them is they're both so empowered. Like, they're both women. They are like a woman among women, and strong, and live their life with integrity. And also, one thing that I found so profound about both of them, but specifically with Kate, just because we talked about it so much, was that she loves the art of acting. She loves being on a movie set. She shows up early. She knows her lines. She shows up with questions to ask the director to enhance the movie, to bring about more awareness to certain situations. She's never in her trailer. She lives, whether it's hanging out with the actors or hanging out with the craft service dude or the transpo guys. She's just a citizen of the set, and as obvious as that may seem, I feel like a lot of actors, sort of 2 hours after you get there, are already complaining about being there, and you're like, well then why don't you go do something else? Like, we're kind of lucky to have this life and do what we do. And Kate fully knows that, and so she brings this sense of enthusiasm and excitement to a film set, which is so special and seems so like it should be obvious and that everyone should do that, but that's just generally not the case.
Tony, my question is for you. Was it nice reuniting with Ashley Judd all these years after Kiss the Girls and playing her husband as opposed to a serial killer trying to torture her?
that was fun, actually. Ashley and I worked together 3 or 4 times. One of my first movies was the movie she got her SAG card on.
Called?
It was called Cuffs. Christian Slater and me, and Ashley, I think, had one line. And then we did Kiss the Girls, and then I directed her in a movie called Someone Like You, a romantic comedy. And then I feel like there was something else. But anyway, so this is a great reunion. It's one of the great things I find about our job, is you after a number of years, you end up working with certain people over and over again, and it's a beautiful thing.